Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today we're going to be talking about Sundial Cannabis once more. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. At any point in the video, if you'd like to know a little bit more about stocks in general, scanning, educational series, there's a link to that in the description below. Or if you'd like to watch my previous video, you'll find that in the description below. Make sure to subscribe as it helps my channel a lot. Let's jump right into this one. So SNDL or SNDL Cannabis, this one here has a little bit of different updates from my last video. Last video we did talk about how they're technically going to be debt free. They have enough assets or cash to cover all their debts. Updates on the MORE Act, which we don't have any at the current moment, where it stands, what the Committee of Finance stances on marijuana are, which is where the MORE Act, the Marijuana Legalization Act, stands currently. And if we were to look a little bit into who they are in terms of Sundial, just to make it sure, they're a cannabis selling company in Canada with different products that including either vapes, buds, extracts, oil, the list goes on. And some of the recent updates from Sundial here, just to give you a perspective, is their investments. So if you do remember, this is one of the second investments that they have. This one is a 22 million strategic investments into Indiva. And Indiva here, this is an OTC. It's a leading Canadian producer of cannabis edibles and are pleased to announce $22 million strategic investments into Indiva by Sundial. The investment will be completed in the form of brokered private placement led by ATB Capital Markets, ATB, agent of 25 million common shares of Indiva at a price of 0.44 per common share to raise gross proceeds of $11 million. And a non-revolving term loan facility to Indiva in the principal amount of $11 million loan. It is anticipated that Sundial will be the sole subscriber in the placement. Proceeds to Indiva net fees, commission, and expenses are expected to be approximately $20.9 million. Sundial is pleased to support the development of Indiva's high-quality products, said Zach George, the CEO of Sundial. This transaction broadens our exposure to rapidly expand cannabis edibles category. The first investment, or the strategical investments, was related to oil extracts or cannabis extracts. This one here is related to edibles, and you get to see Sundial is basically trying to get a wider fish net in the market. And before moving on towards the details on who Indiva are. Now, here you get to see in terms of 13Gs, we don't have any new ones, although institutional buyers, it seems to be mixed with the majority of them being actually bullish and bearish. On the 12th, on the 11th, we see additions of shares. Now, on the 12th, we also had Hudson Bay liquidating their shares. We have Renaissance Technology liquidating, Mirror Assets liquidating, Bank of America liquidating, and IPG Investments liquidating. Others are putting either puts or calls or adding in more positions. It depends on what their strategy is and how they're playing it. So don't be fooled by how it's happening. Institutional buyers, we don't know their motives are in the background. So generally looking, still there's institutional interest. Now Indiva here, this is their website, and I'm going quickly. They have either anything from chocolate edibles to gummy bears to sugars, cannabis sugars, to even buds. So that's something to look at. It can be considered a little bit of actually a competitor of Sundial as well, especially with their flowers. But Sundial has a broader selection of there. You have capsules, cannibal capsules. You have edibles, and even accessories and merch. So that's Indiva right there, just in a bit of a quick glimpse. They also have buds or flowers. I'm not sure exactly what to call them. I'm not familiar with the lingo. You also have pre-wrapped as well, or pre-rolls for cannabis. That gives you a perspective onto who they are with their edibles. The non-smoking selection, whether it's capsules, etc., anything in terms of merch, you get the point. Now, moving on towards technical analysis. If you haven't done so, please make sure to subscribe and leave notifications on. If you would like to join our Discord, you'll find the link to that in the description below. It's a free chat room. Now, let's jump right into this one. On the 1 week perspective, we get to see that 10 SMA is above 30 EMA. As I said, that's a bullish thing. And the price is above 50 SMA. ADX is not even yet expected to see a pullback, and the William % is sitting somewhere around neutral. MACD is looking good, and momentum is looking still bullish. So we get to see, all in all, things are looking great on this one. Now, on the 1 day perspective, we get to see that 10 SMA is above 30 EMA. There's a really good gap in there. 50 SMA is above the 200 SMA, and things are looking really good. The trading action zone where you can start expecting positive reversals to occur is between 171 and 121. ADX is showing, hey, there is a pullback possible, and we see that happen from 396 down. 20% R, we're looking at neutral, and MACD looks like there's a bit of a pullback followed by the momentum a little bit pulling back. But this is the pullback we're talking about, from $4 all the way down to almost 220. That is a pullback, period. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things are looking a little bit interesting. It's still clinching above the 50 SMA, which is good. You get to see all the moving averages are squishing. MACD is attempting to go positive, and it's literally trying to do that. It went from $5 to almost 220. It's more than 50% down. And what it's doing right now, it's attempting to see another reversal, another positive reversal. And that's a good thing, especially for people who missed on the last one and they want to invest back in here. Now, stochastic fast and stochastic low, we'll get that in a second. The moving average bands are way off, but they're increasing, and that's a good thing. Stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both telling you be careful. You might actually see a little bit of a further of a pullback. And so we need to look a little bit into the Fibonacci retracements and significant supports and resistances. So a significant support here lies at the 205, 160, 105. Significant resistances, 315 and 396. Now, we need to go back to, let's say, 1 month, 1 hour. We start outlining significant supports and resistance. Significant resistance, 224, followed by 258, followed by 312, followed by 355, followed by 438, and then the $5. Significant supports, very important support at the 203. Followed to that, we're looking at 196, and then down to 177, 157, 134, 122, 108, 93 cents, and 72. Now, one thing a lot of people have been missing on is their compliance. They need 10 days above $1. So we're looking down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Congratulations, we're meeting compliance. So that's another bullish thing a lot of people haven't really put in there in their mind, is that the deadline to reach compliance by March, we met compliance, we're compliant, we're not in risk of delisting as of now. And a risk of reverse split is a little bit further. They have enough cash to go ahead, and it looks like the cash they're using there is for different acquisitions with different other companies, widening their net a little. It's interesting to see what they're going to be doing. I know they had plans to lower down their expenses to increase their profitability. I would like to see their next quarter before I comment on their financials. But things are definitely looking somewhat still bullish for this one. I'm not sure how I like from the 14 cents to the $4. But currently, if you're looking to investing, it's a little bit of a high risk one. But the question is, how high can this one go? Make sure to drop a like to this video to help the channel grow, subscribe, and notifications on, and have a wonderful day.